Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Shelley Plum with Plum Talk. I'd like to welcome you all back to this edition of Plum Talk Radio. I am here today with a wonderful gentleman. I am here with Bill Hofmann. Now, Bill Hofmann, for those of you not familiar, he is a producer and a director who is working with the Palm Beach Film Festival this year. And he, oh my goodness, he has done so many different things. He has produced something called Florida on Wheels TV, Inside the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and Tuner Sport. He has done a whole host of things. And this year at the Palm Beach Film Festival, he will be a panelist. And how are you doing, Bill?
I'm doing great, Shelley. Thank you for having me on Plum Talk. I appreciate the honor.
Well, you know what? It really is our pleasure. And, you know, all of us really enjoy the film festival. Every year I look forward to it. There are so many fascinating films that are out there. Can you just enlighten our viewers as to what's in store with the film festival this year?
Well, Jeff Davis, obviously the president of the film festival, has done a fantastic job. He and his staff have really put together a great venue for this year at the Cineplex Theater in Boca, along with Kaiser University up in West Palm Beach, are the two main venues. We brought in like 30 different films that are some are fascinating. They're very interesting. My main feature will be on Friday, March 31st at Kaiser University. What we're doing is, go ahead.
And what will you be doing? So on Friday, if our listeners go out there and they join you at Kaiser on Friday, what can they expect?
Right. Okay. So we've created. I have another passion of mine, which is cars and exotic cars, especially. And I have an organization called Exotic Car Society. And so they've asked me, along with being on the press panel for the evening, which I believe a lot of media will be there to cover it and so forth, they've asked me to go ahead and host the event and to bring a group of exotic cars there to the front entrance on the Circle Drive in front of the Kaiser Theater. And so we're bringing some really cool cars to the event. We also have a couple other sponsors, Monkey in Paradise Vodka and Louis Fardeau Vineyards from California is bringing some wines. And so we have an event, we call it Cars, Cocktails, Art, and a Movie.
Oh, that's great.
That's and that you can find it on Facebook. It's Cars, Cocktails, Art, and a Movie, and you can it's on Facebook right now, and obviously you can also find it on the PB Palm Beach International Film Festival website.
Right, right. You know what I like about that is that it's funny because it really appeals to so many different people because you are really including films, you're including cars. I mean, who doesn't like a nice car, right? And
exactly.
You started your production company. What was it, in 2012?
Yeah, I have. Right.
That?
I've been in the film industry and working with films and mainly smaller projects around South Florida for a number of years, but in 2012 I decided to go ahead and start something on my own. I created Hof-1 Films, and I created a TV show called Florida on Wheels TV, which was a paid program, but it was getting my feet wet as a producer and director for the first time. So it was pretty interesting how it came about, and we actually aired our first episode 6 months after I decided to do it. So it actually aired on television. Yeah, so it was pretty impressive.
That's incredible. That's very, very quick.
Yeah, it was very quick. It was, well, you know, when you're paying for it yourself, it tends to go a little faster than when you're looking for money. So I kind of put this together myself and got it on the air. But it was on the air for a year and a half, very successful. And I also worked with Fox Sports as the executive producer for Inside the Orange Bowl for that same year. And we aired for the season before the 2012-2013 Orange Bowl game, the national championship game that year for football.
Wow, that's incredible.
So that was very interesting. So I was actually, within 8 months of going into business, I had 2 TV shows on air. So that was pretty cool. And I proceed to do many TV commercials. I've done like 40 different TV commercials, most of them local South Florida companies, more in the Miami area than the Palm Beach area, that aired locally here, and there's still some on TV now airing. for different products.
Can I ask you a question? Because, our viewers reach out every now and then and, just talking about different films. And,
Right.
it seems to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that what people are wanting now out of a film and even television shows is much different than it was, for example, 30 years ago. Do you see that?
Absolutely.
And if you do, what are the changes that you're seeing?
Well, I think that basically the reality, as far as for television goes, the reality TV shows are here to stay. They're interesting. They can keep going in different directions, and that they didn't have back in those days and 30 years ago. That was one of the major changes. In film, it's the generation, my generation versus today's generation is much different, and the people that are producing the films are producing films more for the new generation. However, some of the classics are still being remade and so forth. Some of my films that I admire and my favorites are The Godfather, The Godfather 2,
Right.
Casino, Goodfellas, if you can catch my theme of what I like in the movies.
Right, right.
And I really wish they would do something more on that line. These days, there's so much dramatic,
Emphasis on the drama, right?
Yeah. There's less story and more action, although action movies are great and to see it, but they're getting a little unrealistic. I think in a lot of ways they're just having to keep overstepping the boundaries.
Okay, you know what? That's interesting, I just want to bring up a point. So let's talk about quality in films. I mean, what are producers these days doing differently, and is there a difference in quality as opposed to years ago?
Quality is a state of being.
Yes.
It's what people like. I think that there's tons of quality films out there now. I think that the quality doesn't go down as far as that goes. The sophistication of the movies and so forth. I think some of the stories get lost these days. I think that's where we've really lost some from the previous movies from the earlier days. The storyline has gotten a little crazy, and it's not as realistic. I still find comedies are fantastic, and I obviously there'll always be new comedies coming out that will be icons in history making comedies. One of the films, by the way, let's go back to the film festival.
Sure.
Our movie is called Swing State that we're showing on Friday night at the Kaiser University, and it's a movie produced by Arthur Bernstein and Adam Falk and Falkoff. Excuse me, I'm trying to pronounce his last name here.
Right.
But they're at Palm Beach. It's Falkoff. Okay, Falkoff. Okay, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but anyway, that film is a comedy satire on it's called Swing States, and it's a comedy. Basically, it's a political comedy movie, and I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be really exciting. I would hope people want to come out and see it.
You know what? It sounds like it. Right. I mean, who doesn't like a really good comedy? So now Friday night you'll be involved. Can you? I know that the film festival, and correct me if I'm wrong, it starts on March 29th. That's when it started, and it goes till April 2nd. And what can if people come out and join the festivities? What can they enjoy there?
Well, for the one I'm hosting, we're actually doing a little bit further than some of the other ones, a little bit differently with our car show. We also have some car art. And if you're familiar with Lawrence Gartell Art, he's going to bring one of his art vehicles. He'll be there showing an art vehicle. We have some other art vehicles that are going to be there that are absolutely beautiful vehicles that will be in our art. So our art is the vehicles itself. And so if you want to see, the cars are really a nice focus. We do have a cocktail party for 2 hours before the meeting, before the movie starts. Our panel will start at between 7:30 and 8, and that's when obviously the press panel will be there, and I'll be there with some other I'm honored to be with some other prestigious people in the industry. We're Joe Lamia, Joe Robo, Jessica, Matt Hawker. They'll be up on stage with along with myself answering questions, and also on the film. As far as the film, I know that Mr. Bernstein, Arthur Bernstein, will be answering questions also about the movie Swing States that he produced. So it should be pretty exciting. The movie will start. It's an hour and 35 minutes long. And after the movie, I believe there's going to be some question and answer period. So it's $25. You can buy the tickets online. You'll have a really good time. We invite everybody out there. We only have limited seating for 150 tickets. And so they are selling. So if you'd like to get them, please go to the website, the Palm Beach International Film Site website, and purchase your tickets and come out and enjoy yourself. It's going to be a blast.
Oh, you know what? It's such a great getaway on a Friday night. I think it's something different to do. And, I mean, there is a reason that the film industry, right, has gone from a, $38 billion industry in 2016. You know, they're projecting in 2020 it'll be over 50 million, billion.
50
so
billion,
right. It's incredible,
yeah.
Right? And it's because of people like you and people, the producers that are doing the film festival. So we definitely at PlumbTalk salute everything that you're doing.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, and of course the people like you at PlumbTalk get the word out to the social media through the internet, through social media, and we appreciate that also, because without you getting the word out to people don't know about these things, and so we do have to appreciate that also.
It's not a problem at all. Well, on behalf of the entire PlumbTalk team, Bill, I want to thank you so much for joining us. And do you have any last words for our viewers?
Yes, I do. Come out, see a great movie, support the Palm Beach International Film Festival. It's all for charity. They're a nonprofit organization, so your $25 is going towards a great cause. Just come out and enjoy it. Come see some beautiful cars. If you want to see McLarens, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, a Bugatti, Pagani, some absolutely the best of the best cars. We're going to have several $1 million worth of cars there. And if you don't get an opportunity to see these rare cars all in one location very often, so it'll be really a treat for most people. So please come out, come have a good time, watch the movie, and have some cocktails with us, and have a great time. And I appreciate it.
That is, no problem at all. And for our listeners that are out there, if you want more information, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, but if you want more information, you can go to pbifilmfest.org, and you can find out, I think, a list of everything going on for all of the days, including the Friday that you'll be there, right?
Exactly. It gives you the list of all the movies showing at the two different locations, the dates and the cost of what's involved with each one.
So for all you listeners out there, stay tuned. This was one edition of PlumbTalk Radio. We will be back tomorrow with our next segment. Thank you.